Welcome back to the Midday Q&A. I'm your host, the Duckman. Today I'm out in my 1968 Volkswagen Fastback having a little cruise. If you saw the Duckman Cycles video late last night, this is actually a continuation of it. I'm recording them both at the same time. But what I'd like to talk about today was my last Q&A video, which was something else. When I discussed the Nissan Juke that I have, that I drive for work, and how much I hate that car and just how terrible that thing is, I had several people that thought that I was the biggest jerk in the world and that's one of their favorite cars ever. And oh my god, I mean, I received so much hate from it. I received more thumbs down on that video than I actually do on most of my other videos. I mean, sometimes I tickle some people with a little controversy, but that one, my god. And I'm sorry if you guys drive one of those. I'm even more sorry if you got stuck with one like I did. You know, that you didn't actually make the choice. But if you made the choice and you thought that car was a good one and you're stuck with it, you know, I mean, you can't blame me for it being a bad car. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But at the same time, hey, that says a little something about your personality type if you chose that over something else. Something that could have had a little more room, that could have given you better performance, something that would have looked a whole lot better. How about cheaper? That car is expensive for what it is. And there's really nothing special about it. It's not even tasteful. And sure, you know, I actually got an argument that said that they sold really well in Japan and in Europe. And that might be the case, but that doesn't make it a good car just because they sold well in another country. I mean, there's a lot of cars that have sold well that are not good cars. Just because they're popular doesn't make them good. Anyways, another thing that I keep getting hit with is my split window bus that I'm going to be rebuilding as soon as Eleanore goes into paint. I'm going to start tearing the bus apart next. That's the next project, or the next Eleanore. And so many people have said to me, you know, you could find a better bus in better condition. I could have found a better oval in better condition too. I never would have had an Eleanore. You saw that I could put that work into it, and if I'm capable of it, why should I get something in better condition and spend so much more money? I mean, I don't get it. Why would I do that? If you're familiar with my channel and you see what I can do, and it's not just, you know, that I have some super ability or something, it's just I have patience. I have patience, at least for my projects anyway. The ones that I get paid for, I don't have any patience for those. Those have to be done fast, and they have to be done properly, and they have to be done in such a way that the customer's not going to be calling me back for fix-me-agains, or double trips, or return trips. I mean, there's so many different things that I call them. I don't like going back out for those. On my own car, though, I don't mind going back and making an adjustment or a tweak to something. If something got a Band-Aid on it, you know, I don't mind ripping off that Band-Aid later and putting a proper repair on it, because it's my car, and I made that decision. Boy, that battery stinks in here. First I thought it was something in the air, and now I'm starting to realize that's that farty smell that comes out of a battery. Anyway, if you watched my Duckman Cycles video last night, you'll see that I changed out the battery in the Fastback here. And the reason for that was it was really having trouble starting in the cold weather. And in the warm weather, if the car sat for more than about a week or two, it would just turn over real slowly. And it got to the point where it was, even if it would sit for 3 or 4 days, it would turn over real slowly. Once I got it running though, and I drove it up and down the street a couple times, it would restart every single time I would try. It would be just fine. But that battery just, when it would sit, it was not happy. So it was time for a new one. About the third battery that went into this car. A lot of people asked me if I would sell Ruby. And yeah, I'd sell Ruby for the right price. I'm not just gonna, you know, give her away. If somebody's really truly interested and you give me a reasonable offer, I'll let her go. Eleanore is really where my dream was at, and the bus is right behind that. The only reason I wound up with this car was because of my ex. My ex wanted this, and I sold a couple motorcycles, and I bought it for her. And seeing as how I spent my money on her, when it was time for her to leave, and I got her out of my life, I kept the car because, well, it was my money. It was all my time and my work that went into it, and it wasn't about to just give it away. So for the last 3+, going on 4, maybe even up to 5 years that she's been gone, I've been enjoying this car. I really have. This car might have even been the final straw on the camel's back, the actual thing that made us break up, which I think is kind of funny, but that's just the way it goes. Somebody wouldn't let me have the parking spot. I took it anyway. All right, I think we're good for the minute. We're gonna go have a run inside the store, and we're gonna get some stuff for some rum and cola, because it's Christmas weekend, and I don't have any family, and I'm not traveling this year. I'm gonna actually be hanging out at home, which means I'm gonna be trying to make as many videos as possible, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be running too much power equipment and disrupting people in the neighborhood, because they are going to be having Christmases with their family. So on Christmas Day, no noise. And Christmas Eve, after about 4 or 5 o'clock, you know, enough with the power tools. So I'll be doing some stuff during the day, and maybe during the day I'll be turning some wrenches on Christmas Day, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we'll be back in just a minute. Gonna have a run inside that grocery store. Okay, recording again. Back in the car. Be nice if the seatbelt would clasp the first try. Here it is. Okay, got my cola, picked up a few other things, because I'm going to be alone for Christmas. I figured I might as well get me steak and potatoes, because I get to have dinner any way that I want it. So I'm going to grill me a nice, beautiful $20 steak. I deserve it. All right. And as always, we got somebody driving down the wrong side of the road, right here in front of me. You gotta be kidding me. I wish you guys could see this. I'm still not going anywhere yet, because this person is doing a K-turn into a parking spot because they went the wrong way. And now I got people just roaming randomly in front of me. Now we're rolling. Now go ahead and step in front of me. Thank you. Asshole. Might like my car, but you walk out in front of everybody like a fool, walking down the middle of the friggin' drive area. It'd be nice if you walked in the walk path. That's why it's there, right? No, you gotta hold up traffic instead. Alright. We are back on the road. I wonder if I should go to the liquor store and pick up some beer. I know I've got plenty of rum at home. Well, at least I think I have plenty of rum at home. Yeah, how many rum drinks do I really need? I'm sure I have plenty of rum at home. Should grab some eggnog. If I'm going to be at home and recording videos, I might as well be sipping on some eggnog with rum. Alright. Oh, what else did I have to share in today's Q&A? Oh, one of the things that's upcoming in the future is we're about to test the temperature of the air going into a Beetle carburetor. Now, some of you don't understand that the Type 3 actually has a very, very different cooling system than the Type 1 does. It does not have a sealed engine compartment. It actually has a sealed jacket around the engine that's separate from the engine compartment itself. On a Beetle, however, the entire engine compartment above the engine is sealed separate from the underside. And the engine is also wrapped in a shroud, but it gets all of its cool air from on top of the engine. So we're going to find out exactly what the temperature is going into that of a Beetle carburetor, and how much it differs from that of what we experienced here on the Type 3. I think it's going to be an interesting test, and the owner of the Beetle, Matt, a friend of mine, Matt, he's excited to see too. Now, you've seen me work a little bit on his Beetle. He had that 1776 engine with the dual Weber carburetor. Well, it's a clone Weber. It's actually a Chinese clone. 40 millimeter carburetor that he was having some trouble with. By the way, it's all done right now. It's all finished and running. I didn't get to do a final video on that because I wasn't around when they got that finished, but there is a video coming up of that in the near future, as well as the temperature test on the Beetle. And we're going to cruise around with that thing around town in a few different conditions. In fact, I'll take the same route that I did with the Type 3 here and see exactly how much of a difference the temperature is going to be in that of a Beetle compared to the Type 3. I'm curious. I really want to know. And I'm going to be really surprised if it's warmer than that of the Type 3. But then again, maybe I won't be so surprised. One of the other things I need to discuss also is that the cold air intake on the Type 3, it actually draws air from the same piping that goes through the back of the body in the Type 3 as the cooling fan. So what that means is that that piping is in a low pressure area. So essentially it's robbing air from the carburetor. Yeah, you heard that right. It actually thins the air because it's a low pressure area. The fan is drawing in from in there. So even if the temperature is maybe a little bit lower, you're still getting a slightly lower pressure air as a result. Something to consider. Alright, well I think that's enough for today. I'm almost home. That store isn't very far from home. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, pluck the little dingle bell you see down there next to the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel, Duckman Cycles, as well as Ski to the Duck. Check out my Instagram, VV And if you'd like to email me, duckmancycles@duckshit.net. Post your comments or your questions down below in the comments and questions, and I'll try to address them in an upcoming Q&A video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Boom! Well, I've got to say, everything runs great. I'm really happy with this car. I'm really happy with all the little modifications I've made to it, and getting that battery changed out makes all the difference in the world as far as getting it started reliably. So we'll see what happens tomorrow morning when it's nice and cold. We'll give it a try, and you know, if she doesn't want to start, then it's something else, not the battery. It's the battery. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Boom!